Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. We just got the final injury report of the week from both the Seattle Seahawks and Cleveland Browns, and I'll tell you, the problems on both sides have reduced themselves down pretty dramatically. So, after a week where both teams kind of had half their rosters on the initial injury report, it's cleared up really well. And it looks like both teams are going to be relatively close to full strength, all things considered. Obviously, there are things going on that we've known about for a while. Like the Browns obviously don't have Nick Chubb, but we've known that for about a month. We obviously don't have Abe Lucas, but we've known that since week one. So, outside of that, this is not so bad. So, let's go ahead and take a look. I got the tweet or Zeet or whatever they're calling it now from Bob Condotta, and it's going to be pretty quick to go through here. We got two players listed as out, Kenny McIntosh and Austin Faolu. Now, both these guys are probably out more because we just don't have the room to activate them rather than the fact that they're injured. So, even this is really not all that concerning, nor does it really change anything because we haven't had either guy all season anyway. Obviously, we want to take our time with these guys anyway. We do have that window to actually activate them. So there's no need to push them back onto the active roster immediately. So this really isn't unexpected, nor does it really affect the team, I don't think. Honestly, with the way that Charbonnet has been playing when healthy and the way Walker's been playing in general, McIntosh, there isn't a lot of room for him to do anything. And obviously, special teams, like I've said before, DJ's playing so well on special teams. I don't think there's any opportunity for McIntosh to take reps there. So, yeah, these two guys are out. We have one player listed as doubtful. It's Phil Haynes, which doesn't surprise me. Not expecting him to play. We've known we've been through this before with Phil Haynes. We know that he's injury prone, so this is not exactly a shock. But it seems like he's just going to be dealing with nagging stuff for the rest of the year, and we're going to be leaning pretty heavily on Anthony Bradford. At the very least, I would expect Bradford to play in this game because doubtful usually means out. Very rare you see a doubtful player actually play. So, Haynes, unlikely to play. Two guys are questionable on the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett and Jamal Adams. Hard for me to believe Lockett's going to miss this game, and honestly, hard for me to believe Jamal Adams is going to miss this game. So, even though we do have to monitor things over the next 48 hours or so, I would expect both these guys to suit up and be fine and be able to play at a reasonably high level for the Seahawks on Sunday. So, after all the concern earlier this week, it has really cleared up. There's no Evan Brown listed here. He's good to go 100%. No Metcalf, no Charbonnet, no Ken Walker, which is huge. Bobby Wagner looks 100% good to go at this point, I guess. He's not even listed here. So I'm not saying these guys are 100%, but who's 100% at this point in the season anyway? So this is a real nice injury report to end up with where we were a couple days ago. So pretty happy about that. Most of the key contributors are in there. A lot of people, not me, but a lot of people actually even think Phil Haynes is not as good at right guard as Bradford. I disagree, but a lot of people would say that Haynes should be a backup anyway. So, that being the case, this is about as good as you could hope for. All right, so that's the Seahawks side of things. Let's take a look over at the Browns. And obviously, they're going through it a little bit more than we are just because of the Deshaun Watson thing, which we've known about for a couple days. But beyond Deshaun Watson, they're not looking so bad. So, I got this from Dogs by Nature, which is, of course, the SB Nation blog for the Browns. Watson's out, which we've known for a couple days. And then you've got Jerome Ford, questionable, and he apparently looked much better than expected today. So, therefore, they actually think he's got a chance, which earlier this week, it didn't look like he had a chance. Marquise Goodwin, questionable. I don't expect him to play, but it's possible. Jedrick Wills, questionable. He missed some significant practice this week, so I kind of don't expect him to play either, but he's got a chance. And Taki, questionable with a hamstring injury. Excuse me. So basically, this got cleared up in a hurry. If you think about where we were earlier this week, Granted, some of the guys who were sitting out because of rest, but a guy like Kareem Hunt is not listed here. Mari Cooper is not listed here anymore. They had I think Bitonio might have been on the injury report to start the week. I think they had a couple guys in the secondary who were here to start the week on the injury report. It's all pretty much cleared up. Now, these guys, the top guy and the bottom guy, are notable. If the Browns do not have them, that's kind of a big deal. Jerome Ford at this point is their top running back because Kareem Hunt just got there, and then you have Pierre Strong. And Jedrick Wills is obviously their starting left tackle. Not that he's played great so far this year, but he is their starting left tackle. And if he can't go, that damages the offensive line, which is kind of the seat of the Browns' power this year. They have, or well, okay, on offense, it's the seat of their power. Let's put it like that. So they've got a little bit more to be concerned about than we do, I suppose, because if Jerome Ford is out, then their running backs are Kareem Hunt, who got there a couple weeks ago, and Pierre Strong, who is somebody who hasn't really done anything in the NFL yet. So for a team that is already down their starting quarterback and is playing a guy who is not really an NFL caliber player in PJ Walker, that would be a big deal. So they need Jerome Ford to be able to play in this game, honestly, I think. And the fact that he even has a chance is a pretty big victory. So definitely worth monitoring tomorrow and maybe early Sunday. But this is a lot better than it looked earlier. And I don't think Goodwin is even really high in the wide receiver rotation, even when he's healthy. So I don't think this one matters that much. I don't think Taki does that much for them either. So those aren't big deals. But Wills and Ford, I mean, I know Wills is arguably the weakness on that offensive line right now. If you go to PFF, he's their worst ranked starting offensive lineman by far, for whatever that's worth. But he's still better than the guy behind him, or at least he should be, right? If he's not, then what's he doing starting? All right, that's really about it. That was pretty quick to get through. We could not have gotten out of this much better than we did, it looks like. For this to be these to be the only guys who are declared out, and these be the only players that we're really worried about, Lockett and Adams. Like if you told me 2 days ago that was going to be the situation on Friday, I would have felt amazing about it. And yeah, that's really about it. Might be doing another video later today, and should be live on Twitch tonight doing more Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. So if that sounds interesting to you, tune in. Should be starting sometime after dinner. And if not, then I will see you guys next time there's a video. Go Hawks, and hey, both teams, they're bringing pretty close to their full strength at bear, given where we are in the season.